Hey guys, my name's Justin and welcome to Health Bro, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you do too, make sure to subscribe. So for today's video, I wanted to do another let's see. I haven't really been like super in tune with Gucci ever since Alessandro Michele left. I did see like a few shows afterwards and I wasn't impressed, but that was just when it was like the kind of like coalition of like in-house designers. But now they had a, I don't even know if you would call him new anymore, creative director, Sabato De Sarno. I mean, this is probably not the greatest runway to like introduce someone to. Like a cruise runway is always going to be like a little bit different than what like is typical, but I still thought it would be interesting to just kind of like dive in and see like where we at, take the pulse of like where Gucci is right now, because like it was one of my favorites. So one thing that I typically like to do when doing these let's sees, I like to go in blind. I don't want to know what the theme is. I don't want to know anything if possible. So yeah, let's just see. Get it? Typically for cruise runways, what happens is like the house goes to a different destination. So wherever the house is from, it doesn't go. Typically they go to like more tropical locations or like holiday locations, because the idea behind a cruise runway is like, oh, buy this for your summer holiday so that you can look fashionable. So it's a lot of the times you'll see like iterations of different existing looks, but in like a different color or different material or something like that, or sometimes it's like completely brand new stuff. That being said, what I do know about this runway is that it is in London. So I'm like, okay, cool, London as a holiday for this, whatever. Okay, so this runway is called Gucci Londra. I guess that means London in Italian. I have no idea. Okay, it started. There's no music. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay. By the way, if you've never been to the Tate Modern in London is one of the best art museums, contemporary like modern art museums. I mean, right now this is already feeling like very different from like what I typically expect from cruise collections, where there's like poppier colors, maybe like more like natural materials. We're seeing like a lot of leather, a lot of like muted dirty colors, but like those kind of like dusty colors in a way, because there is like a decent amount of like, it looks like suede, so it doesn't feel like too summery, but I'm like, my interest is piqued. I do think the camera work is really nice. I'm like not in love with the bags. They're kind of these like rounded flat bags with top handles. I'm assuming they have like a longer strap. Oh, the set's really interesting. I love that they like contrast, like the Tate Modern is very like, I don't think I would define it as brutalist necessarily. I know I just saw a picture of it, but I can't remember. But then the inside, there's all this like nature, greenery. I think that's interesting. It's starting to feel a little bit more beachy. We're getting like shorter shorts, more lighter colors. I love the texture of this dress. You guys ever seen The Ring? I'm just kidding. No, I love the texture of this. I would love to see that a little closer. Ooh, okay, here we go. Now we're in it. They're making the models They're making the models walk back up the stairs. That's crazy. They're gonna be tired. Okay, I love an oversized bag. I love a really like crazy oversized bag, and these ones are just kind of ridiculous looking, and I think those are really smart. It's feeling like that kind of like late end of the aughts, where like these big slouchy like hobo bags were like kind of in. What is this material? So this jacket, it looks like it has like, not paillettes, but like strings of sequins, like, or like glass beads or something. It's beautiful. Okay, I have to stop you here. So there's this like little like, I don't think I would call it an empire waist because it's not fitting in that way, but like at that line, like just under the bust, is this like bralette looking kind of top with this satin contrasted with like the heaviness of these, like, I think they look like glass because it kind of reminds me of like a Coke bottle, where like you have that transparency that just looks like it's clear, and then when you get it layered and it looks like thicker, it has that almost like green, blue, teal, turquoisey kind of like tone to it. Oh my god, and the movement of this, okay, I'm gonna rewind it. Like the coat's fine, the dress is where it's at. That's crazy. Partnered with loafers and high socks. See, that the loafer and the high socks makes it feel a little bit more like the Gucci that I know and love. Like just that little bit of quirk, a little bit of like that schoolboy. I don't think I would necessarily push it to like Victor Victoria kind of thing. obviously, because it's still very feminine shapes, but like there is something like a little teensy bit masculine about like a loafer and a sock. So the styling is like interesting. Also, they're all wearing loafers and socks. Is this like, I don't know what customer this is. I just remember like seeing them say like, oh, we're trying to like get more back to like a more mainstream customer, and that's when it was like kind of boring a little bit. Okay, that jacket just looks like something that like a dad would have that they got from work. Love the layering here. Hold on, let's go back. So this like oversized long shirt, straight leg jeans, and then these like tassels, the like beaded tassels going out. Ugh. What is that? Is it part of the pants? It looks like it's part of the pants. I don't know how I feel about one sleeve things. They're fine, I guess, but like, isn't one side of your body gonna be hot? It's just me? Okay. It's like open too. Hold on, that was beautiful. Okay, this I do love. I have to say, the silhouette and like the kind of treatment of it is almost like, I feel like if Balenciaga kind of went a little bit back more towards roots, but still kept like that quirkiness and like the unexpected aspect that I think people really found attractive from their clothing before kind of like devolving to just like shock value, streetwear inspired, blah, blah, blah. This look is that like you have like this very elegant, long, almost like one side of it is like completely covering your body, and then for it to like completely open up on one side of it and on the back is like a very surprising thing. The tailoring of it suits this whole look. It falls just very nicely, and I really like that. And the fact you get a little bit of side boob, this feels like Tom Ford. Very like slinky, like rock star. Okay, I know I literally earlier said that like, oh, I'm starting to get his perspective. I'm kind of losing it. I don't quite get it. I feel like cruise collections are typically easier to have at least like a theme, just because they're not as like crazy and big as other collections. But now we're going like very like mod. It feels very 60s. And then now we're going to like 90s punkish adjacent kind of like lacy exposed bra with like a little overall type thing. I don't know how I feel about this. Actually, I'm getting like Marc Jacobs from some of this now. I love this. I love a sheer look though. I'm such a sucker for this. Okay. Love the idea of wearing something completely sheer with like completely sheer undergarments and then just a big coat. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of like floral print that they're using. I'm sure there's some sort of like reference that they're making to like British or Italian art or something, and hence why it's like in the museum, but honestly, it's kind of lost on me. I think I just don't like that kind of floral though. Is that like one of the new versions of a Blondie? No, I take my gas back, it's fine. It's not like crazy. I like that mesh bag. I'm not like convinced by it though. That junk is like over $1,000. Crazy. Because you know it's plastic. It looks like plastic. I don't know. I just think like whenever you go into like things that are just about tailoring, it's a little bit of a snooze fest for me personally, just because like I'm not in person and I can't appreciate it in the way that I think it needs to be appreciated, which is kind of one of the downsides of like the digitalization of like fashion accessibility. I love this like, not sunburst pleat, but like that kind of like whatever that's called. I didn't go to fashion school, I don't know. I'm like not crazy about these florals. I was hoping that there was gonna be like little clutchy kind of bags with these looks, because they're very ethereal, feels very like nature goddess. But then I don't think the dresses are necessarily that outstanding enough to warrant the low level of styling and accessories on it. Watch this be like, this is the dress that was inspired by like the Joan of Arc lady who, as she was dying or something, I don't know. Well, that's it. Okay, well, that was that. Okay, here's the thing. I didn't hate it. I would say I didn't even necessarily dislike it. Okay, some of it I would say I disliked, but there's never, at least in my experience, there's never really a huge pull for like accessories and bags when it comes to cruise collections, unless we're talking about like basket bags or like very like beachy bags. And I feel like that's kind of like what my focus is. But I know literally like a third of the way through I was like, oh, I'm starting to get some perspective. Next chapter, didn't understand it. And the chapter after that, I didn't understand it. I don't know. know, maybe that's just like what cruise collections are like, where you just have like 3 different types of customers you're selling to or something. I'm like, I don't see customer 1, customer 2, and customer 3. I don't see that as one person. I don't even necessarily see them as friends. Like, the third one felt like very hippy dippy. Like, I could see maybe like inspired by Florence Welch, actually. These flowy florals, a little bit of texture from the pleating, like it's all about movement. That first one felt like a mix between like Alessandro Michele, Eddie Slimane, a little bit, like very kind of like YSL-y, that kind of like rock star vibe just at the beginning, and then it kind of went more into like that nerdy, and then switching into like this Marc Jacobs-y, a little bit of like punkiness. I think it's never really a good sign whenever you see a collection and you just think of other people. Like for me, it's paramount to have an identity, and I don't really feel an identity when I look at these looks, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to like Gucci. I love Gucci, and I had a pretty good relationship with the brand in terms of like buying stuff, but ever since they like changed over, it's just became like less interesting for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's that much that stood out. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. But that is all I have for you today. So if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content, that you too care about the design behind designer luxury. Bye.